Greetings, welcome to my channel. This is an end of the month for January Tarot Oracle reading. And Leo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Leo, we still all have a little bit of Leo in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Leo in? That is where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. And so I've already shuffled the cards. I'm just giving them a quick cut and we'll begin. Be aware this is a general or collective reading, meaning that parts of it may or may not resonate with you. So take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading. So this means that if you're watching it right now, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been some time since I posted it, take a look at what was going on in your life when I posted it, and it may give you further clarity on your situation. So we're going to start with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is talking about some type of competition. This may be a competition you don't even know you're in. It's immature competition. So this is my Mean Girls card. This is, narcissistic cheerleaders who could see that the other team won, but they still insist that they must win. And if they don't succeed, their mothers will. This is when people haven't realized yet that even if you're competing in a sport, or you're competing at a recital, or for a play in a movie, or even if you were like to pass an exam and to be at the highest in the class, all of those energies, you really aren't competing with other people. You're competing with the last best version of yourself. And if you start to recognize that, even when you're on a team, if you do your best on the team, that may inspire everybody else to step up and do the best in the team. And that's how you win as a team and as an individual. And the best thing you can do with competition is learn from it. If they're doing something better than you and you recognize it, watch them and figure out what are they doing, what parts of that could you maybe implement in your life. And then we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is a form of communication coming in. The pages used to work for the royalty, and they would start when they were about 7 to 14 years of age, and they would deliver messages amongst around the palace, and they would also do small tasks. And if they became really good at that, and they had enough money to buy a horse when they were 21, they sometimes had a chance at being offered a knighthood. So this is talking about, of course, in the old days, these individuals were all male, but now this could easily be a female. All of the characters in the tarot actually represent archetypes that represent an energy. And so this is of a youthful person that could be a male or a female in their masculine energy. And so his element, the Page of Swords, is the sword. And the sword is about your thoughts, your mental intelligence, your mind, and your ability to discipline your mind. I always notice this is very similar to someone who's about to take a swing in golf. And golf is a very mental sport. That's why a lot of business people play golf with others on the course, and that's where they do business, because you can tell a lot about someone by how well they can control their temper and that when they're playing golf. If the game isn't going the way they want, that kind of energy, you can really see people's strengths and weaknesses. And so this energy this is the only page that's not looking at their sword or at their element. He's looking away from it, actually, because he's already studied this and he knows his mind. And now he's looking for alternative solutions to his problem, like creative solutions. So he's using his intuition and as well as his logic to guide him. So this is someone who is open-minded. In the old days of the communication would be on foot and be handed in person, which could possibly happen to you. But this is more likely to come in the form of an email, a letter in the mail, a phone call, a text message. This could be a social media post. It could be something that we see on the news. Whatever's happening on the news at the top trickles down, and it's probably happening down at the bottom, that kind of energy. So let's see now. This is for your internal forces. The internal forces are what you have control over. And we have Okay, so this is someone who's been through it. Maybe this competition energy was a lot to deal with. And you are kind of going through the dark night of the soul, where you're like really not enjoying yourself at this point, and you want to go up to the mountain and climb the mountain and isolate yourself so that you can do just this. You can contemplate how am I going to handle this situation? What is the best steps for me? And this is talking about meditating and praying to God, and then getting the information you need. In this lantern, it's actually got like the North Star in it, is what it's representing. And when you're following your North Star, that means that you're following your destined path, what God put you on earth to do, your mission in life, basically. And notice that his wand, his rod here, is now golden. And this is talking about he has the enlightenment now. Once he's been up there and he's ready, he'll come down from the mountain and he will be able to put into action what he learned from the Most High when he was in isolation. And we have, okay, so this could possibly be a competition in romance. We've got the Page of Cups coming in. And the Page of Cups is looking at a cup of love here. He's very focused on this cup of love. He has the sea behind him, and he understands that there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he's really interested in this fish, and this is where he's focusing his attention. And so it's kind of interesting, because when you look at this, if they were standing side by side, you'd say, hey, he's also looking at that. So maybe the information was regarding this cup of love and the fish that's in the cup of love. Now sometimes this can mean, you know how if you take a fish out of water, it smells, and eventually, you know, it's not the happiest place for a fish is to be out of water. So this could talk about there being something fishy in a love relationship that you're in. And then we have the Two of Wands. And this is interesting also, because it's saying that you are standing at the top of your turret in your castle, and it's in your domain. Having said that, you may be from a small town or a small city or whatever, and you're contemplating, you know, I think I've done everything that I can do here, everything I want to do anyway, and perhaps there was something about a love relationship, and now that that's over, you're kind of like, I want to move forward. I want to do something else. This can also represent, the cups do represent romantic love and love for other, you know, like family members or your children or whatever, but they also can represent something you love to do or love to be, or a business you love. This quite often is an entrepreneur. The passion is growing the business and expanding the horizons, and that's the energy here. So he recognizes, like, he feels like he's a big fish in a little pond, and that's the kind of energy I feel. It's almost like whatever he had here, it's dead to him now, like the fish is starting to smell already kind of energy. And so this is talking about, you know, he's got the world in his hands, but he might come, his world might exist of like a population of 5,000 people or something, you know, that kind of energy. And so this can say there's water here. This could say that he wants to cross the water. So this could even talk about moving to a new country. Quite often this does mean about moving to a new location. And then we have, he's really contemplating this because he feels that he could have fulfillment. And maybe this cup, this information that came in, is also regarding, it could be he has met someone and he is letting go of the old relationship, and now he's met someone and he feels this would be the perfect person for him. The 10 of Cups represents like ultimate fulfillment, ultimate love in your life. So having the partner you love, the children, you know, healthy, beautiful children you love, the home you love, in the country you love, in the city you love, in the neighbors around you, you love being around them, you love your career, you love being, you know, just everything is just perfect. You're like, you couldn't ask for better, that kind of energy. And then we have the star. And so look at this. This is the star coming in from when you went up to the mountain and isolated yourself to get some information from God himself. Like, I want to know, what do I need to do to stay on my destined path? I feel like this, it wasn't because this competition was overwhelming for you or whatever, but it made you feel small. Like it was like watching them made you feel like, oh, I want to hang out with people that are not like this. Like this is not how I want to live my life. And so this is talking about getting on your destined path because of it. And when you do so, you have a really good opportunity for this ultimate fulfillment. You are born to shine, and whatever you're doing, you have it in your hand, and it's like representing, like you have the whole world in your hand. And so it's something like you're very good at what you're doing, and it's very likely to succeed. And also, if you have a love relationship, you also want that. You want it to be something that is perfect. And maybe you've met someone, went on a holiday or something and met someone, and they live in a different country, and now you're moving, like, okay, I'm going to move to that country so I can be with them, that kind of energy. This is talking about she's dipping her foot in the universal waters, and she's pouring her own energy into the universe. And this is saying, like, you are a star. You were meant to shine. Everybody, God has a special plan for everyone, and your unique flavor, no one else can do it but you, because you're unique. And this is about taking this energy from the universe, pouring your energy in, like your spice, and then pouring that out onto the earth. And this goes out in 5 different streams, which represents the pentacle. We don't have any pentacles out here yet. So this is the energy. Also, this card is talking about, scientists have discovered now that stars are actually made up of a big portion of water, and so are human beings. So we all are more stars than we realize we are. We're stardust. We're meant to shine bright. And these stars in the background represent the stars of the Pleiades. And this represents the North Star. And then we have justice. So justice represents, like, it can represent actual, like, justice on planet Earth in a legal form, and it also can represent on the spiritual realm. And so justice on the spiritual realm is about living well and reaching your potential, satisfying your soul's needs as well as your the needs of your physical body. A lot of people think, oh, I'm a human being with a soul, but you're actually a soul that's traveling in a human body, and this is your vehicle to be able to navigate around the earth. And so the justice represents on the spiritual realm. This veil is the spiritual, the 5D and the 3D. So being able, and she's wielding the sword of justice here. So it's kind of talking about that, like seeing into the future, seeing, hey, I'm not meant, to just stay in one place. I'm meant to explore and expand my horizons and be the best version of myself. And I'm going to learn from my competition, but I want to have competition I can learn from. This is the problem. He's stuck here because he's hanging out with people that are lowering his vibration, because he can't learn anything from them anymore. Everything he has to learn from these people, he already has. And it's not benefiting him anymore. So it is time to move on. That's the energy. And so let's see here. We have in this position, this is how you're feeling right now, that you want to isolate yourself from this energy, and you want to move forward on a bigger plan for your life. And then we have this abundance and self-worth. So you recognize you deserve better in your love life also, and you're going to go after what you deserve, what you want. And you're going to focus on that once you get to where you're going. You may have met someone, as I said, in another country or another city or another province or state or whatever, and you're willing to move because you want to get to know them better. That's the kind of energy. This is about the new. And I'm doing this reading right now. This is for the end of the month of January, but we are right now in this energy of the new moon in Capricorn. And the new moon in Capricorn, the energy is that of the glyph for Capricorn is the mountain goat. And the mountain goat has the front end of a mountain goat, and it climbs the mountain. And on the back end, it has a dolphin tail. So it's a sea goat. And you can imagine a sea goat climbing a mountain, but the Capricorn energy manages to do it. It's the most mature of the pentacle energy. So it's about bringing, taking this passion you have and bringing that down to earth. And the new moon's all about the new and moving into the new. And then we will have, Leo, on the 1st of February, there's going to be a Leo full moon. And I feel like this is really influencing your energy. The Leo and Aquarius are totally opposite from each other on the horoscope wheel. So the Leo energy with this full moon is saying, I want to do what's best for me to move forward in the best way I can for myself. I'm a leader. And then the Aquarius energy is saying, I want to move forward and do what's best for the planet. I want to do what's best for my group of people. But I'm getting, you don't have a group of people anymore because you don't want to hang out with these ones. So you're focusing on what you need to do for yourself right now to get into that leadership role and then move forward. And this is talking about your emotional foundation. So I feel like you came from a happy family, like, maybe parents that stayed together, they weren't divorced or anything, and you were raised in a way that you were valued, and you knew you were valued, and so you understand your value. The Leo energy is, the stage of life is that of, like, think about teenage boys, very, very ambitious and like a real love of exploration. And it can be very impulsive though. So that's the energy that you need to, you have a lot of fire in you. And so it takes time for it to mature. And, if you think about the impulsiveness of teenage boys, they're saying now that, they used to say that the frontal lobe of the brain, which controls your ability to control your emotions, is not complete. It's not finished until it's 21 years, until the average person is 21. And now they're saying it's actually more like 23 or 24. So it's talking about, like, when you're a teenage boy, you're not ready to lead. You might be the leader of your pack kind of energy. Vroom, vroom is what I'm hearing. But like, people might look up to you in your group, and that might be what happened here. But now you've been expanding your horizons, and they're still where they were. And this is quite normal. You were born to lead. Like, you have a special quality that you are more mature, I'm feeling, than the average person your age, whatever your age is, or in your youth. You were more mature than the average person. That's the kind of energy. Like, you knew what you wanted. You knew that you wanted what you wanted kind of energy. And so this is talking about your how creative you are in your life and wanting that romance and possibly children down, as part of this fulfillment. And then also this is talking about the justice, as I explained. And this is talking about, like, to have that, you have to satisfy your soul, and you have to look after your body, your daily routines and whatever. They have to be congruent. Your habits have to be congruent with success. And that's the energy I feel like you're in. You're in a real strong energy right now. And I think that Leo full moon on February 1st is going to highlight it for you even more. And then we have, yes, look at all the cups of opportunities. So at this time, this cup may not be actually about someone. It could be, but it also could be about all these opportunities that you feel you have if you go to a bigger city or expand your business in several locations, possibly like franchise your business, that kind of energy. So there's 7 cups here. And they each have a gift in them. And it's up to you. You're like the black hole that sucks this energy and all of this opportunity. And it's available to you, but you have to actually choose a cup or several cups. And you have to put the energy into bringing the possibilities out of the challenges in those cups. And then we do have an energy here of cups now. And this is the 5 of cups. And this is talking about having regret over a past love. So this could have been a fishy love that's caused you to want to make this change, as well as this energy, like you're feeling it like you're a big fish in a small pond, but you're also feeling like something maybe happened in your love life. and that's caused like this new way of thinking to come in, and like wanting to have recognizing, I want this fulfillment. And so this is someone who's crying over spilt milk, basically. Only it's actually two cups of wine and 1 cup of something. And then you have the 2 cups behind. And sometimes, quite often, this represents that there was 3 people involved in a relationship where there should have only been 2. And so it talks about infidelity in a relationship. And so that could be something that happened about this fishiness. This is already spilt. There's nothing, you can't undo some of your actions. No one can. You can only either forgive and move forward with that person, or forgive. It's always best to forgive because it releases you from the energy. Forgive so that you can just move on and you don't have to ever have anything to do with them again. This is talking about, instead of standing here and staring at what you lost, you need to turn around, pick up these 2 cups, walk down the path, cross the bridge over troubled waters here, get to your castle. And your castle is half empty and half full, like it's half dilapidated, half standing. But this is representing, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? Are you going to stand here and regret for the rest of your life, or are you going to move forward? And we're going to move forward. So this is now talking about the external forces. So the external forces are saying, if you let go of the regret, you will have many opportunities. This is actually in the position of your commitment in marriage and partnerships. So I do feel you were disappointed in love, or you might have had, or that could have been a partner that you had started a business with or whatever. And now you're on your own with that kind of energy. You're done with that energy, basically. And now, like after making that decision, it's kind of like, okay, the transition's happened. It's like a death almost. Like it's almost like you're a new person. Like you think differently. And you know, the sun rules Leo. And so the energy of the sun is the happiest card in the deck. The sun is God himself. And this is talking about you as a child, destined for greatness. And that, yay, you're finally, like you're really on your path. And this was a really good decision for you to do, this to make. And you notice this banner, this young child is carrying that with ease, because this is your destiny. This is, you were born to shine. There's sunflowers on the wall and they turn towards the sun, and they, it's saying like, this is that, like moving, do what makes you happy. You are meant to be happy. You are meant to be loved. You are meant to be in this energy, and this is your destiny. And so the justice is that you're on your path. And so this is a transition for you. And it's not, I feel like you've been on your path, but like, you've just outgrown it now, and you need to be able to stay on your destined path. You need to move forward. Plus, this is the first horse we have in the energy, and we are, especially towards the end of January, we're all going to start feeling that energy more and more, and it's already really here. On the 17th, there is February, there's going to be that's the first day of the Chinese New Year, and we're moving out of the year of the snake into the year of the fire horse. And the fire horse energy is about new adventures, moving forward in a new way. In love, it's about having a lot of passion and being free-spirited about it. In business, it's setting very high goals and working to achieve them. And loving to take on new projects, new, what do I want to say? I can't find the word right now, but new, new projects that stimulate you. That's the kind of energy. And so this is the year of the horse energy. The danger of it, especially for the fire signs, is this is the fiery horse. And so you have to avoid making impulsive decisions and also trying to force the energy. There's no need to force the energy. You're on your path. Allow yourself to heal from this regret. And move forward in a really strong way. This is the happiest card in the deck, and it reflects happiness on the entire deck. So you going up to the mountain to confer with God was the best thing that you could have done. Smart Leo. And then look at this. Again, we have the energy, your own energy coming in. You're coming in strong here, Leo. So this is talking about having the strength to be able to have the courage to face your fears from a child. And, you know, like from the fears maybe of the people that you were raised with, you know, like that kind of energy. Like a lot of them don't have the courage to leave, so they might make fun of you because you do. That's the kind of energy, like, or you're different from them. So yeah, that's a good thing, but they don't see it that way because they don't want to be different. They're afraid to be different. If they're not willing to face those fears about themselves. And so the lion represents your fears from basically your subconscious mind, which is what when you're born to about the age of 6 or 7, your subconscious mind is formed. And these are, if you think about it, when you were a baby, do you remember much of it? No. So you have to rely on, you know, what the people who are in charge of your care said. You were like this, you were like that. So this energy of that from that age is imprinted on us in a very big way, like what we learned during that time. And so our subconscious mind is the first mind we go to, especially when we're stressed out or emotional. And that is like actually not even our own thoughts. It's the thoughts of the people that brought us up. And so facing those fears and going deep. And this is a full-grown lion, but she's putting her hand down its throat, and the lion's allowing it. It's submissive because it recognizes she's not afraid. She wants the infinite potential that's within her, and she will work towards getting it. This is about healing, you know, that inner child energy. And of course, Leo is ruled by the lion. So if you can conquer yourself, then you're doing really well. And then we have the energy of the pentacles coming in now. And so this is 8 pentacles. This is quite, like, you've put a lot of work into things already. And it's talking about, this is the only card where you're actually working on the coin. So this is about making money. And it's talking, either you are starting a new project now and you're on the 2nd pentacle already, and you have these to go. And it's kind of like that Capricorn energy where you just need to keep climbing step by step. You don't need to force it. You just do it methodically and keep focused on it, and things will work out. Or it can say you've already done this much work. You're on the 2nd last one and you only have 1 to go, and then you're going to leave and take that money, that energy, and you're going to pour it into your new life. Either way, you're almost there. It's saying keep going, stay focused. You know, don't go off your path now. And I feel like this is the energy I was picking up. I feel you are inspired by someone that you met. And you want to offer them a cup of love, and you're willing. This is a typical knight in shining armor. This is who we read about in romance novels and in, you know, we see in the movies. This person's coming in and they are offering a cup of love, and they are willing to put the work into it so that they can get the highest quality partner. And that's the energy. They don't want any more of this fishy love energy. And notice the horse. This horse, doesn't this horse look a lot like this horse here? I've never noticed that before with that card. But this is Leo. This is the Leo energy. So this is talking about, like, this horse is like the grown-up horse that you were riding. This is talking about that energy on February 17th. And on that on February 17th, on the new year, there just happens to be a new moon as well. So there's a lot of energy going to be like that we're going to be feeling with that horse. Notice the horse isn't hurrying. The horse, he's not even having to rein it in. This horse is like, hey, I like hanging out with you. I don't mind you riding me. You're easy on my mouth. That kind of energy. Horses know when you know how to ride them properly or not. And so that's the energy of the knight in shining armor, is he's willing to do what it takes to be the knight in shining armor. Glory be. And so yeah, this card here is also about making money, but it's the 3 stages. And this is talking about the safe money, where you have a strong foundation, but you play it safe and you stay in your small town and you just become like this. Or you go after your heart's desires like this, and then together with your partner, you have this, crowning glory. The ultimate happiness. This is awesome energy for you, Leo. It really is. I love it. Awesome. So if you're enjoying this reading, please do like and comment and give it, if you give it a like and comment. I'm focusing already on the next step here. Like and comment, and also I'm going to now clarify this with my oracle. And my oracle is Tales from the Vector, Tails. I started working on this in 2007. I'm just tuning into this energy as I speak here, because my cards jump out and then I know it's time. Because we want to, okay, what else can Leo do, and what else can I tell Leo about this adventure? This is so awesome, this energy. I really like it. And so we're going to pass this on. Like, if all the readings, so far they've been pretty good. There's been one kind of icky one, but other than that, but it's real life. They probably had a better one last time. So this is the energy that's popping out. So what I'm just going to finish what I was saying. I have completed all 64 paintings in 2020, and I'm working towards bringing this oracle out. And this oracle is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light, and I will list the numbers on these cards represent the paintings on my website at talesfromthevector.com, and that is TAILS. So if you want to go to my website later after this reading and look up what the paintings are about, it may give you some more insight as well. So the energy, I love this. This is talking about the energy defining the whole reading is Leo. So you're showing up here, like, I'm laughing because this is really like typical Leo. You're showing up here like really representing yourself here. You're representing yourself with the sun. You're representing yourself with the strength and the courage here. And like with the lion kind of energy. So you're, I'm here, I'm Leo. I'm a leader. And then this is the intention. So yeah, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So it's not that these people are like bad people or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. Some people are satisfied like to be here. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're not satisfied to be there, you're not going to be satisfied to be there. And so that life is not meant for you. If everybody moved from the city they came from, then nobody would be in the city they came from anymore. So then they'd all be in the city, and where they'd be like probably together in a different city. It actually is kind of funny. I've noticed that if you go, way back when, if you could go on these, well, you still can, but they're not the way I like to travel. But you could, if you just only had a week, you could purchase, like, you fly right straight there on a chartered flight and back, and it's all inclusive resort. But when you got there, half the people that you knew from the city you were at were also in the same place, and they continue to go to the same place because they know what to expect there. And it's almost like they're all together, but they're in a different country where there's like there's sand and a beach and whatever, but they're doing the same thing they do at home, only they do it there. And when I travel, I like to meet the people from there and absorb the culture, etc. That kind of energy. So it's just a matter of taste of what you prefer. And then this here is talking about, it's a whole new world. I feel like something clicked in you and you realized, and you might be like at the age of, and it's not like that you're at the age of 21, but you might be in that energy of someone who's 21. You could be 80 and be in this kind of age where, hey, I want something new and I want to build something. And, as long as you're up for it, go for it. And then we have the Aries energy. So this is talking about a brand new adventure, like being versus doing, basically. So this is about being yourself and doing it in a different place. That's the energy I'm picking up. And then the Magician. So this is an energetic upgrade for sure. If you go and expand your horizons, I think you will be, what I see is you just like, even here, it's kind of almost like a fishbowl. and just swimming around in there and like, let me out, let me out. You see those tiger fish that are stuck in those little bowls, you know? It's kind of like that. They're all alone in there and they're just swimming around. And they're like, you know, attacking the sides of the bowl. And so this is the energy of using your intuition. You're having the insight to know that you will not be happy unless you broaden your horizons, and having the courage to be able to make that move. We've got the Libra coming in. That energy is talking about being at a point in your life, regardless of your age, where you do feel like you're mature enough. Like you might be mature for your age, and have always maybe been that way. And you're mature about love. Like you're looking for someone, I feel like you're looking for someone that you don't want to waste your time on drama and all of that. You want to find someone that you can socialize with, that you enjoy. And I think you feel that you have found that. And so that's why you're willing to go pursue it, because you've been around long enough to know there's plenty of fish, but they're not always the most the prettiest fish that you can or have, or the most tasty, or whatever that energy would be. And so we have the Hermit, and that is again saying, here's the Hermit going up to the top of the mountain, and this is why the justice is in the form of having a really happy, beautiful life. And it's because you are willing to do this, to change your world. Really good energy. It's saying 26 is a good year for you to move forward, speak your truth, have the harmony, you know, go after these opportunities and do it in, 26 is like, hey, you're already there. Get moving. No, don't force it. And then this is like, it's kind of like, I'm feeling like this energy of the star. What I said is we're made of water, and so are stars now. We found that out. And so, you know, water is life. And it's kind of like, if you feel like you've been degraded a little bit here in some sort of relationship, then you can recognize that you don't have to be ashamed for other people's actions, and that you have a right to be a star. That's the energy you're in. And it's kind of talking about just letting that go and recognizing, hey, that's a learning experience that we all learn. You chose that cup. So that there was opportunities in that cup, and maybe one of those opportunities was to learn that's not what you want. And that's okay. The indifference, so we're in it all together, except we're not all in it together. Sometimes you may have noticed that. As you get older, you start to realize that if you have expectations of people that they're going to want to be around you and be in a good mood and all of that, then you're going to be sadly disappointed, because a lot of people are indifferent to other people's suffering, and they really don't care if the world, you know, as long as their world is good, they're good. That kind of energy. And then we have the star on that again, saying you're willing to do what it takes to clean up your energy, face your fears, so that you have the courage to move forward and move on and do the new, you know, the new you. I really love this energy. This is so awesome for you, Leo. We have the Devil coming in, so this is about temptation. And so I feel like on some level, like this could be talking about that temptation energy coming in, and you recognizing that you are not really enjoying this relationship. And it's almost like you pulled your energy back, is what I feel. And then this person felt it, and so they found someone else, and that was your way of breaking up. That's a sneaky way of breaking up. Let's see what the energy. So Taurus, the toddler, learning how to give and take. Yeah, I just feel like you want. Yeah, I don't feel like you were the one that did the cheating. I feel that you and you weren't. You felt degraded maybe, but you didn't feel like you were kind of like. Maybe you recognized your part in that, and that's good. That's what we need to learn about from relationships. Like if you have a relationship and it doesn't work out, but you have you learn from it and you learn more about yourself and how you can do it better, then that's, it's like a toddler learning to give and receive. It's that kind of energy. And hey, if it was like someone that was like your first true relationship, like your first true love kind of energy, let's face it, you're not practiced at it at that point. And we have the perception. And so this is about thinking the grass is greener on the other side and then finding out it's fake. But I feel like for you, it's more like you recognize that you felt the grass was greener on the other side, and you wanted to make sure that you have green grass and you're willing to put the work into it. If you've ever had a property and you've looked after your yard, you can have green grass. Not all green grass is fake. There's natural grass that's very beautiful, beautiful lawns, but they put the energy into it. They water it, they fertilize it, they cut it often, they weed it, that kind of energy. And so this is talking about having a strong perception. And if you want the green grass, go and find, find where you want to have it, and then make sure you look after it so it stays green, that kind of energy. And again, it's saying having the strength within your spirituality, recognizing that you are not just a human being with a soul. Your soul has requirements on the spiritual level as well. And if you don't stay on your destined path, then your soul will start crying out and you won't be congruent in what you're doing. And then that's when these situations like this happen, where, and you may have been the one who did step out also, because you met this other person, and that's the way it is sometimes. And it's like, I feel like if you did that, you felt like it degraded you, and you don't want to ever feel that way again. It's kind of holding you. I feel like the Leo energy is about being a natural born leader. And so that energy sometimes Leos can fall into being very life of the party and using their charm to kind of navigate through life in an easy way, because people like to be around the Leo energy because it's charming and it's fun and whatever. But the true leaders of Leo energy, they set very high standards for themselves. And I've noticed that about the Leo energy. The ones that really actually go out there and they lead, they have very high standards for how that's done. And they don't always meet those standards, but it's kind of their driving force in many ways. So I really, really did enjoy this energy. I learned a lot from this reading. I love that. I think the Leo energy is awesome here. This is like an example of Leo in a really good state of being. Please do give it a like and comment if you also have enjoyed it, and consider subscribing to my channel if you resonate. I would be honored if you did so. I will look forward to doing another reading with you, Leo, and that will be for the beginning of the month of February. Bye for now. Sorry, Stella, I have to wake you up. Yes, I know. You were having such a nice sleep.